Ladies and gentlemen, you have waited all week.
Yeah, Boogie Page. Throwing it down for Links BMX is ready. I know I am. Let's hack the ATV Airways. Let's kick it. All things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if we need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. Said it's all things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if we need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All things BMX are streaming to you. So post up on your couch, screencast to YouTube. It's gonna be fun, it will be a blast. Gotta do much but kick back and relax. They coming to you live from a studio, or they might be at the track, man, you never know. So don't go anywhere when my rhymes are done, cause the show's just starting, let's have some fun. I said it's all thanks BMX. It's a BMX show, unlike the rest. If you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. Said it's all thanks BMX. It's a BMX show, unlike the rest. If you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All things BMX got the boogeyman's back, so I wrote them this track to send some love back. JT, Melissa, Chris, and Paul, DJ Damon, kinda get to entertain y'all. And I wonder who they'll have on the show as a guest. I bet someone good who's gonna impress. Guess I would just have to wait and see. Let's get the show going and start the party. I said it's all thanks BMX. It's a BMX show, unlike the rest. If you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. I said it's all thanks BMX. It's a BMX show, unlike the rest. If you need some info, they got the best. Like, subscribe, kick back and relax.
Welcome into the All Things BMX show. It's Wednesday night. It's episode 166. We're talking peninsula to peninsula. We're going to get the story tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got Joey hanging out with us. It's hot down in Florida right now. I can see it on the camera. You guys, it's going to be a fun show. Chris and I are coming from you from the Desoto BMX desk. Melissa is back on the producer's perch. How are you, Melissa?
So far, so good.
Oh, man.
It's kind of weird to be back here again.
Oh,
I feel like somebody put baby in the corner.
Oh no!
Oh, man.
It's cool to be back in here. That's for sure.
It's back in time from when we started the show. And
yeah,
it
it
was
is.
set up. Joey's going to be joining us on the Danger Snack satellite feed. Danger Snack is the snack that's the difference between draggin ass and haulin ass. You guys get over, make sure you buy your Danger Snacks. You can use the discount code SHITSHOW and get a discount on your Danger Snack. The opening song is brought to you by the Boogeyman himself, the greatest rapper alive, coming right out of Florida himself. Get over and follow him on Spotify. He's got a YouTube channel, too. You can go follow him on there. You guys don't forget, you can support the show. If you're watching on Facebook right now, right below it says send stars. That supports the show. If that's not your way of doing it, you guys can head on over to our Buy Me a Coffee page. You're not buying coffee, though we like coffee.
Oh, yeah.
We prefer beer instead. Chris beer.
I
There you
like
go.
coffee.
There you go. Melissa likes wine. But you can get over there and help the show, too. Melissa's brought to you by Gatenine. The show chat is brought to you by our good friends at BMX Rocks Photography. They're out taking pictures this weekend down at Toledo. Lots of good pics. And they also bring us the chat question each week. We got a good one for you. If you guys are following along and listening along, what is your favorite BMX memory? If you're listening right now and you want to put it in the chat, put it in there. We're going to shout them out. It's also posted on our social media. Share us. What is your favorite BMX memory? Melissa, what's your favorite BMX memory?
I don't know. I wish I would have read the question earlier. Probably my mom's fundraiser when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And we had that at Capital City Family BMX here in Michigan. And just to see the outpouring of love and support that came from my newest BMX family members was just, it was overwhelming. So That's probably my favorite. The second would be whale calls. That's all I'll say.
Oh, come on. Really?
That was the worst memory that I have.
Oh, man.
So there's my spectrum. There's my 180 there.
Oh my gosh.
Tonight's lightning round is brought to you by 110 Nutrition, and we want to say thanks to our other sponsors that support the show: Answer BMX, Dye Job Apparel, and Bombshell Racing System. And we'll ask, and you know what? We're gonna ask Joey what his favorite. Yeah, what his favorite BMX memory.
I was going to ask you, what's yours?
We'll ask Joey first.
Okay.
What's your favorite BMX memory?
Favorite BMX memory. There's been so many, but my favorite one was probably 2020 Grands when I got NAG 1 with Alto. Bernardo Pisalesi was there. He was my team manager at the time, and it was just super cool to get it with him. And yeah, it was just a special moment for sure. Special night.
Very cool. Very cool. What's yours, Chris?
Gosh, I got quite a few of them. One of them that really sticks.
We really
in,
only have time for.
I know. One that really sticks out as soon as you said that popped in my head was when I was a kid. The first time I went to a Race for Life was at Waterford Oaks, and I think it was the second year they did the Race for Life. And I had a friend that I went to elementary school with that passed away from leukemia. So I thought it was pretty cool that they were doing this and that somebody actually knew what leukemia was. I was young at the time and didn't realize all that's involved in that now, but I thought that was pretty cool. I just, that whole experience of raising money for a charity at a BMX race, I thought was pretty cool.
Very nice.
How about you?
This show. You approaching me in a dark lit parking lot at an after Waterford Oaks board meeting, telling me we need to do this. All right,
dude.
Joey, welcome to the show. And as we start every show with, Chris is going to ask you the question. What's that question, Chris?
Joey, how did you find out and get involved in the sport of BMX racing?
Funny story. So I first got involved. I was really young. I was 3 years old. And none of my parents raced, had no connection to the sport whatsoever. But honestly, my mom just got tired of taking me on bike rides every day. So she took me out to the racetrack once. And I mean, I was terrible. Couldn't make it up the first jump or anything, but I loved it. And I've kind of just fell in love with the sport since then.
Wow. So nonstop since 3 years old?
Pretty much.
That's awesome, dude.
Well, I want to dive into this question. What's the tie-in with Michigan? Because I always hear them announcing you that you're from Michigan, yet didn't you start BMX racing in Florida?
Mm-hmm. So my whole family is from northern Michigan, just probably about 45 minutes from Traverse City, if you're familiar with Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so I grew up in Florida. I was born and raised in Sarasota. But my family was all born up north. And then when I went to school, and kind of like during the whole time when COVID was happening, my dad had got, he pretty much just didn't have to go into the office anymore. And they had both wanted to go back to Michigan because that was home for them. So then pretty much I was in school and then there was nothing more keeping them in Florida. So then it was kind of a good opportunity for them just to go up to Michigan. And that's just where the address is. It's connected to my parents' house. So they always announce Rapid City, Michigan.
That's cool though.
When you first popped on the radar at some of the races I was at, I'm like, wait, there's an elite from Michigan? It's not Alita Beeman? What's going on around here right now?
Right.
Did you do any racing really per se in Michigan? I'm sure you popped into Traverse City here and there, but did you ever race consistently in Michigan?
I did a race in Waterford when I was really little.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was like a national there that I did. Just pro-ams and state races at Traverse City. That's about it.
All right.
I'll give them a quickie. Grand Traverse County BMX track. If you're ever up in northern Michigan, check them out.
It's the alternate home for Joey.
There you go.
So what's been your home track then for most of the growing up?
It's always been Sarasota. I've been riding Sarasota since before it was a supercross track. I've just always been super involved with it. I was 12 years old making a speech in front of the county commissioners trying to convince them to build a supercross track. And I think it worked because, people love little kids, and I was a little one back then. So they kind of, Irma Miller and Alice Bixler kind of use that as a marketing point. Like, let's get this little kid up here and then have them beg the commissioners. They'll probably get the track that way. And sure enough, it worked.
They
We
know.
gotta,
Gosh, yeah, they know how to work. How do you know how to work a crowd, don't they?
yeah, I love those guys.
Yeah.
What
Very
was
cool.
what did your amateur career look like? You started at 3. Kind of just run us through your timeline before you got to elite. What that look
So
like?
I always raced NBL. Sarasota was like before it was USA BMX, NBL, and APA. So I raced NBL a lot, and then the Grands there was in Louisville. So lots of outdoor racing. I traveled with kind of like Todd Lackey and that whole Florida crew. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them at all, but we it was like that intense M1 team. So I traveled a bit with them, and then once everything merged to USA BMX, that's kind of when I just rode for Alto pretty much and loved riding for Alto. And I mean, I wasn't, there was a time kind of where I was a lot later to grow. So there was like a time where I'd struggled. And then Alto kind of picked me up in the midst of that time. So it was pretty cool that he had picked me up then, just because, like, not really because I was doing great, but just because like he believed in what I could do, which I don't think everybody does these days. So I really thought that was cool, and I pretty much rode for him for 5 years as an amateur. Um, and then my last year amateur, I got NAG 1 and 1720 with him, and it was just the perfect way to kind of move into the pro class, and kind of pretty special way to leave the team as well.
So how old were you when you turned pro?
I was 20 years old my rookie year.
Okay. How old are you now?
22.
22. Okay, so you've been pro for about 2 years, roughly, give or take.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
What's your what's it been like advancing through the pro class? Because you're getting consistently on the podium now. You're not missing many mains at all. So walk us through kind of that evolution of your pro career so far.
Yeah, I mean, so as an amateur, my last year, it was pretty good. I had a pretty successful season. I got like 13 or so national wins. And then after that, my first elite race after was just a big slap in the head. It just like got off of that big accomplishment, and then got motoed both days. And it's like, well, this sucks.
Right.
I mean, I didn't really let it get me down because I think I've been there before and I know what it takes to get out of there. So it's just kind of taking it one race at a time and learning how to be smart. And that's kind of one thing too about racing elite, is a lot of times it's not the fastest guys that always win. It's the guys who are the smartest. So I just kind of progressed in that way. And then I always like to see progress. So, I mean, I'm sure obviously everybody does, but just building based off of the experience, I think had gotten me just a little bit better each race.
What makes a smart racer?
A smart racer. There's a lot of things that isn't a smart racer, but I would say a smart racer knows when to pass, knows when not to pass, knows when to back down, and then knows what, just, I'd say overall smart racer is knowing how to make good judgment calls in the right situation. Because when you make those bad judgment calls is when you get hurt. When you, I mean, obviously everybody makes mistakes, but
Sure.
just minimizing those mistakes would be a smart racer.
Yeah,
You had any big injuries since turning elite?
I dislocated my shoulder in Tulsa. That's probably the biggest one. That was last year.
Okay.
And I mean, I didn't have to go and get it popped back in. It popped like after 2 minutes or so, it just popped back in on its own. But I was out for, I mean, not too long, just had to do some physical therapy on it.
Was that a smart racing move or an unsmart racing move?
Well, it was the Tulsa second turn, and they put like this new surface on it now, and it's a lot more grippy. So we could say it's smart, we could say it's unsmart, but I'm blaming it on the grippiness of the turn.
That's fair.
It's a
That's
track's
fair.
fault.
That's right.
'Cause,
Right.
I mean, I didn't have any issues with it this year, and the surface on it's different. So
Interesting.
Wow. Wonder what they put on there. Some kind of glue or something, probably. Soil
Probably
type.
WD-40 or Coca-Cola.
Coke.
What's
Right.
what's your training regimen look like?
so it's kind of different throughout the season.
Okay.
Right now I'm getting ready for Worlds, so it's a lot of track work and less in the gym. Just trying to be more consistent on the track. But there's different phases to it. So like after grands, there's a bigger block there, I'll try to get stronger. So that kind of phase is less less on the bike and then more in the gym.
Mhm.
They're just more focusing on eating and gaining strength versus more in season is kind of staying prime and being consistent on the track.
You do a lot of sprints and that type of stuff. You get into that or more?
Yeah, so like it kind of varies. Like right now it's a lot of track, so pretty much just the focus for now is just having good track sessions so that by the time I go to Glasgow I feel confident. And consistent too. Consistency is another big thing. But a lot of times when I'm in the gym, I'll do variations of just like gym and sprints and kind of, I would say sprints is more of just for the building blocks, so to say. And I'll do a lot of sprints that I change my gear on. So I'll rarely do sprints that are on my normal race gear. I'll go like up a gear, down a gear, just kind of to exaggerate things. And then so that by the time I go back on the track, it feels more fluent.
Oh,
Huh. That's an interesting theory. The up
Yeah.
a gear, down a gear,
yeah.
just to kind of switch it up. I've not heard anybody mention doing that before.
I haven't either. That's cool.
Joey's giving his inside
Yeah,
tips
well,
away. ladies
careful you
and
don't give
gents.
too many secrets away. What do you think you're most looking forward to as far as Worlds is concerned?
I'm nervous,
Okay.
definitely, but excited as well. I really just want to perform well. Like I've wanted to be on the spot get this spot on the world team for a super long time. Like since last year I didn't make the U23 Worlds team, and since then I really just wanted to be on the team. And I mean U23 isn't an option for me anymore, so it's just all right, time to step it up and do it in elite.
Right, here it is.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm just really excited, and it means a lot that I got this spot. And now it's just the work is like the spot's locked in. It's just time to go and do the performance part of it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Have you been out of the country before?
I have, yep.
Okay.
I went to Bogota on U23 and just recently the Netherlands.
Okay.
For both those were World Cups.
Okay.
Do you have a lot of
I lost my.
so you have a lot of experience traveling out of the States and riding different tracks? Because it's my understanding the racing over there is a lot different than it is here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I try not to think of it that way.
Okay, fair.
I'm lining up in the gate with some dudes next to me. Let's
There
rip.
you go. That's right.
Right.
That's kind of what I try to think of. But the format of it is different. They don't do 3 rounds like how USA BMX does, and they do everything based off of lap time. So like you could get first place, but if you have bad lap time, won't get good gate pick for the next round. And then it's like as soon as your race day starts, it's like that's the first 8th or quarter or 16th or whatever it is. It's you go first round, and then there's an LCQ, but so they take 4 out of the first round, and then the LCQ is top 2, and then those qualifying to the next qualifying rounds, which is like 16th, 8th, quarters, and semis usually.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Sounds
Yep.
sounds awesome. Well, good luck. We're excited
Thank
for
you.
you. We'll be rooting for you.
Thanks.
Well, and you know, congratulations first. on being on the elite world team. That's a very big accomplishment. And we're gonna claim you from Michigan. I know Florida's still gonna claim you, so you know it's kind of like
Irma Miller's not listening.
nah, I'm sure she's in there. Hey, I'll tell you what,
Alice usually is.
Mama Alice is so excited for your show. She was watching last night.
Yeah, Alice, if you're on here, I'm from Sarasota, Florida.
She messaged me and said, "Where's the show at?" I said, "Shit, is it Wednesday?" I had a moment, and I'm like, "Is it Wednesday already?" And I was like, "Oh shit, well, if it is, I'm really late." Then I'm like, "No, it's tomorrow night. Don't worry." It happens. Actually, it happens way more than you think.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. I would say actually next week we're going to be on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. So.
Yeah.
Just
throw everybody off.
Whenever.
Just
yeah.
FYI. Anyways. So you. All right, so I don't know this, so I'm going to ask because I assume if I don't, other people don't. So you still, even in elite, you have to qualify for Team USA for the Worlds, correct?
Yeah, so USA, a lot of people don't even know this, but USA BMX is different than USA Cycling. And
Yep.
USA Cycling has a criteria to be like on a funded trip to the Worlds, and then they also have the areas where you're selected to go on the Worlds. And pretty much, if you're an automatic, so like Cam would be an automatic just based off the results that he's already obtained. And then for me, I had to send in a petition to USA Cycling, which was reviewed by the committee to see whether or not I was going to be selected for the team. So I sent that petition in, and then the whole petition committee went over the case and then made the decision and then announced it publicly. So it's based off of, a lot of it is based off of the individual UCI ranking, and international results, if you have them, is a big one. And then big hill, like domestic big hill races. So like they won't really necessarily look at races like Nashville. They'll look at like Rock Hill and Oldsmar and races that are more similar to like what Worlds is going to be like off of the same style of track.
Okay.
And this is USAC that's looking at this, not USA BMX, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Are they the ones that pay for everything for you?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
okay.
They're the ones who fund athletes through Worlds and like make those decisions on who's going and organize. I'm actually in Tulsa right now for the prep camp getting ready for Worlds. So they decide like who's invited to those camps. And Jamie's staff is pretty much the one who organizes all those things.
Wow.
I used to have posters of him up in my first apartment. Please tell him that, because that might be a way we can get him on the show.
Yeah, yeah, he's one we've been trying to get for a while.
Do they take care of everything? I mean, I don't know how much you can or can't talk about, but if you're funded for the Elite Worlds team, is it pretty much rock star status? Everything's taken care of for you?
Yes, I don't really want to get into that a whole bunch.
You're fine. That's fine.
That's cool.
Just because there's kind of some, I don't know, I just don't really want to get into it a whole bunch, but pretty much they're helping me with the trip, which is huge, but they didn't have to necessarily because I didn't meet the level 1 criteria, which is like the funded criteria that they have in place. But pretty much what they've done for me is just based on like the potential that they've seen, is they're going to help me a bit through the Worlds, which yeah, it means a lot that they would look at me like that, and makes me want to get a result even more.
Yeah. So how many men and women do we have? We have you said Cam Wood. I don't need names. How many is there? Like 3 men and 2 women? How's that work?
So we would have 5 spots in elite, but right now there's only 3 of us going because Cam Wood's still injured, and he would be our automatic. So then without him, we only have 4 spots. And then it was going to be me, Jeremy Smith, Cam Larson, and Corbin Schraub. But recently, I'm not really sure if Corbin's coming or not at this point. But if he were to come, we would have a team of 4. If he's still injured from that shoulder injury that he had in Reno, then it's just going to be me, Jeremy, and Cam.
Okay. All right. Oh, hey, that's not too shabby right there. Having you guys in there, that's shoot. All right, cool.
And did you know who's over on the representing the females?
Yeah, so there's different categories. There's junior women, U23, and then the elite. For elite, we got Elise, Felicia, Delaney Vaughn, Peyton Ridenhour, and then U23, Mackenzie, and I believe I'm not sure if Ava's junior, U23. I want to say she's junior. Um, yeah, so pretty stacked on the women's field.
Yeah, I was gonna say some heavy hitters there as well, eh?
They're kind of kicking our butt. We got to step it up.
Some motivation for you.
Right. Yeah.
Have you been to the Worlds as an amateur?
Nope, this is my first Worlds.
Dang, you're going in big.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not much more of a bigger stage you're going in.
It's gonna send it.
That's awesome.
You got to
Great
do,
to
man.
elite.
And you, man, what a world you get to go to for your first one in Glasgow, where all the other disciplines are going to be there. How awesome is that?
Yeah, I'm super excited. The track's technical. It's big. I'm excited. I think it's gonna suit me well. So looking forward to it.
Now, do they have a supercross track there, or is it just one track for everyone?
Yep, it's a so there's a supercross. It's kind of like how we have in the States, the dual hill and kind of dual
Okay.
track.
All right, cool.
Yep.
All right.
And it's a big track. C&K built it, which is one of our co-sponsors on Stay Strong, and they do some incredible builds.
They do.
No joke.
Yeah. I follow them on Instagram, man, and their stuff's pretty solid. Yeah.
Nice. Cool deal.
I'll get a picture of the World's track up. Chris, go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right. So, Stay Strong. You're riding for those guys now. How long have you been with them?
So this is gonna be. I've been on technically their world team for 2 years. Well, 1.5. And then they were kind of just like hooked me up with a bike and parts and stuff for my rookie year when I was racing for Corsa. So I would say I would consider that as counting for 2.5 years. with
Okay.
them.
All right, good deal. So, who's your main sponsor right now? Then Corsa.
No, so Corsa was just for my rookie year.
Rookie
I don't.
year, okay.
I don't ride for them anymore. It's just
Okay.
Stay Strong World Team.
Okay.
Yep.
Good deal. All right. Like it. You able to find that?
Working on it.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know. if I
Welcome
should
back,
keep-
Chris. You
I,
guys.
I didn't know if I should keep going or if you.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, sorry.
Joey, do your parents get to go with you when you're traveling overseas? Or are they staying?
They are. They're going to Scotland. I'm really excited for them.
That's
to be-
awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a big moment for them to get to be there.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have my mama there for sure.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, hopefully you get to do some sightseeing while you're over there after the racing's taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
That'd
Yeah,
be nice.
it might be a little hard to enjoy sightseeing when the world is coming up. But
Yeah.
Are you-
I would assume after would be a better time than before.
yeah.
Do you have date like? Are you going to be laying over a day or anything like that, or a couple days after the race is done?
So I don't plan. The plan is to leave pretty much the day after Worlds, but we're
Okay.
getting there. The USA Cycling's getting there a week and a half before the event, just to get like some sessions in and get comfortable with the track, get adjusted to the area.
Right. Jet lag and all that kind of fun stuff, I guess. Yeah.
When are you flying out?
I fly out August 3rd
That's
from Tulsa.
okay.
Uh,
Is
what's that?
is Barry going over there with you guys?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I don't know though.
Yeah,
I
'cause
could.
He had something going on, right? He couldn't.
I'm not really sure the full staff that's going.
Okay. Do you who are your coaches? Do you have any coaches?
So I'm coached by Connor Fields right now, and I've been working with him for just about a year now.
Wow.
All right.
Dang.
We have him on in a few weeks, so we're gonna find out how good of a student you are.
What's his coaching style like? Is he tough on you?
He just knows the sport so well. And his style, I mean, he has a plan set forth, and a lot of times he won't give me that entire plan because he just wants me to focus on what's at hand.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
he'll give me like a month to month program to follow, and it's based off of just what's coming up, what my schedule looks like, what the goals are. But it's very directly centered towards what's to come in the future. And he tells me all the time, take it day for day. Think about what you're doing in the moment, and then always put your focus on that. Like take everything one lap at a time, take every day one day at a time. Just kind of chip away at it.
Sounds like good advice.
What's the hardest thing he has you doing?
Full lap day for sure.
Son of a bitch, I knew it. No one wants to do those.
Full lap day.
He says 5 full laps, Sarasota BMX race simulation.
Did you
And I
say
said,
5?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
How long do you have to get them done?
There's 15 minutes in between
Mother.
typically, but
Dude,
That's why
that's
he's on the
practice
box
night.
and we're not. All right.
that
Yeah.
I don't know. And when I go ride practice, I don't go full laps. I don't do that ride the first straight and come back to the hill deal like a lot of people. I don't.
You think
I honestly enjoy the full laps a
I
bit
just
more
like to
than like
go.
the gym, so to say, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Time on the bike is always
Yeah.
preferred.
Yeah.
I definitely like riding a lot more than
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Well, I noticed too, looking through some of the pictures. You're not just on the racetrack. You got some pictures in here cycling through where you're on the mountain bike. How often are you off the race bike? And I found some pictures of you in park ripping around doing some park stuff too. How often are you off the race bike and on, let's just kind of say, the other bikes?
Not as much now as I was before.
Okay.
I did the mountain biking a lot when I was in college for my school. Um, I probably haven't touched my mountain bike since collegiate nationals 2 years ago, maybe. Um, I do love riding the freestyle bike. I haven't really been riding it much lately, but when I was in St. Louis a lot, for school, all the tracks are pretty much closed the whole like fall semester or spring semester that I'm there. So like a lot of times it'll just be like staying on the bike and having fun, going to skate parks and stuff because that's all that's open.
Yeah. So it's the only chance to get on the bike. You got to hit the skate park or a mountain bike, eh?
Yep.
Let's transition into your college. Where did you go to school at?
So I just graduated from Lindenwood University. It's in St. Charles, Missouri, which is probably about 45 minutes from St. Louis.
Congratulations. And
That's awesome.
what'd you major in?
Paramedicine. They have a bachelor's of science program in paramedicine. It's pretty rare. Not many schools offer that. It's usually gone through a tech program.
All right. And what does that translate into for us that have no idea what you just said?
We have no idea.
So I would work EMS as a paramedic, so EMTP, which is pretty much I don't know how familiar you are with EMS systems, but it goes EMT, AMT, and then paramedic. So pretty much the highest level that you can get working on an ambulance.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. My run-ins are normally I'm not awake.
Joey, do you have to have that degree to do a survival flight? To be a survival flight attendant? Do you happen to know?
A flight attendant?
Well, no, on a survival flight, like a hospital. I was just curious.
Helicopter.
A helicopter.
So usually they make you do like critical care for that.
Oh, okay.
You have to be a paramedic. But a lot of times, so like if I were to do that now, then I would take critical care, which is really not too long of a course, and I want to take it one day. I don't know if I'll ever be a flight medic, just because I don't know if I really want to be
up in the air.
Patients in the air. But,
yeah, I was just curious.
No, yeah, I'll definitely probably do critical care one day.
Zipping around the helicopter trying to work on somebody who's hurt really bad.
Yeah, I've always had a fascination with the people that get to do that, so it's a pretty impressive position.
Melissa works at U of M Hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What
Not.
do you do there?
I am an occupational therapist.
Hmm.
So, the other person you could have seen for that shoulder.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
We usually take turns with our PT friends. So,
Did you, when you were there, you were saying earlier, you rode your mountain bike and all that. So you were there on a cycling scholarship then?
That's correct. Yeah. So I had the Alice Bixler, I had the Leonard Wood cycling scholarship, the Bob Warnicki one, and the academic scholarship.
nice.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's quite a resume.
Yeah.
When you're going to school on that cycling, how much is it BMX and how much and what other kind of cycling are you doing?
So I kind of explored like a lot of that my freshman year. I would do a lot of mountain biking and travel a lot more with the team than I did kind of like towards the end of my college career. And then my experience was kind of weird because COVID happened, and then I went online for a while before going back to on-campus classes. So it was at the beginning, it was a lot of fun traveling a lot and kind of just um, I didn't really worry too much about how I did just because I mean I don't really know much about mountain biking. I was always competitive with BMX, but it was just cool kind of like exploring into um, different aspects of racing and having fun with it.
Cool. We're gonna have some more questions on the cycling and the college, but right now is a good time. We're gonna break real quick, dip over to Melissa and check in with the BMX Rocks chat room. Melissa,
Yes, sir.
I can't talk. Please take it away.
Too much birthday partying. All right. Yeah, lots of activity. We're glad everybody's with us tonight, hanging out with us and Joey. We want to say hi to Zach Goss. He's in the Facebook over, as well as Rick Carter. Lots of birthday wishes going on, so I won't read all of those. But Jordan Brunt also tuning in on Facebook. Wes Burt says hello. Robert Cardoza. Also saying hi, and I'm trying to see some of these memories people answer in the chat question.
Favorite BMX memory?
Rick Carter's favorite BMX memory so far is the main stage at Grands when he was hanging out with us, so that was a pretty cool memory. Joe Rincon says, what's up? Jordan says that her favorite BMX memory happened this past Thursday when she saw her son Levi on the track for the first time on a pedal bike. Oh, he's a 3-year-old, I believe. She said, I'd be lying if I didn't say I teared up a bit. And the second would be Josh's benefit race down in Toledo. That was a pretty cool one, too. Zach said that his favorite was that race was his first win in 20 years. Not sure which race he's talking about, but Scott Lachansky says his favorite memory was getting sponsored by Mabo and Planet Racewear, which is that's what's let him ride and race with all of us. Rick said another good memory was his first Grands he made in 2014. Billy with Gatenine Number Plates is tuning in. Martin Kennard says hello. Happy birthday, Justin. Sean Gifford says, what's up, fam? Wes said that his favorite memory are all the crazy road trips to different skate parks and crazy late night street spot sessions back in the 90s and early 2000s.
I think I hit a couple up with
Hello to Nicholas Shane for tuning in. Noah Robinson says, what's up, homies? And happy birthday. Josh Blair is tuning in over on YouTube. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. Jane Cardoza also says, happy birthday, you old git. And it's Move Up for anybody that didn't miss that either. Our friends at Sarasota BMX are tuning in on Facebook. Lisa White says, happy birthday. Let's see who else I got here. Randall David is tuning in. We're glad you're here. Kim Benson Fugger is also with us on Facebook. Lots of birthday wishes. Nick Jones is tuning in. Adam Schneider. LFG Joey, Sarasota boy. Alice Bixler says, we are very proud of Joey. Rick said he thinks Barry is running the Masters.
That would be why we got to do the show Tuesday, because he's flying Wednesday. All right, that makes sense.
All right.
Our pals Low and Slow over on YouTube wants to know how you like your Stay Strong and what he would change about it if he could change anything on the frame side, not so much the part side.
Yeah, I love the bike. I mean, I've had the V3, and then they just came out with the V4. They're getting ready to come out with the V5. But I haven't really had any problems so far with the frame. It's got a good geometry. It's kind of the geometry of mine is more towards Supercross, so it's got like a really kind of long back end and a pretty long top tube as well. So I mean, it's perfect for what I use it for. It's more aggressive than like a shorter frame would be. It's fast, stiff. Haven't had any complaints with it. If I had to change it, I probably would change the dropouts of it. There's nothing wrong with the dropouts how they are. But the only reason why I'm really saying that is because the frames next year are gonna have different dropouts and they look way better. So they're just they use a different system and it's supposed to be a lot more stiff. So yeah, excited to be a part of it, and the brand's growing a lot. I like Marco and Gunnar a lot. Those are the two owners of the brand, and they treat me well.
Wonderful.
Great. So,
all right, we want to wrap up a few more here. Hi to our good pal Paul Remington. Alice has a question. She would like me to ask Joey how he helped get an update to the BMX track in Sarasota. I think she wants you to share your story.
Yeah, so that's what I was talking about earlier with the county commissioner's speech that I did in front of the whole committee. I missed the whole day of school for it. I was 12 years old, I think. Wore my jersey into the commissioner's office.
Nice.
And, pretty much just stood up there and told them, yeah, build Sarasota County a supercross track. And they listened. So
that's
I
awesome.
mean, that's kind of the story behind that.
I gotta say, it's an impressive facility. I was fortunate enough to race down there a couple years ago. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. A few more shout outs here. We're going to say hi to Kevin Codebra tuning in. He says Joey came from Florida one summer and raced with his son Trevor at GR BMX. Hi to Brandon Dowler with Calvary BMX. He says, what's up, peeps? Happy birthday. Sean Gifford says his favorite BMX memory is the Syndicate outing 2021 or 22. I'm surprised anybody has any memories from that Syndicate outing.
The first one's rough to remember. It happened in Florida, Joey. We'll talk about it after the show's done.
Right.
Yeah. That's an after show.
Yeah, Sean knows that. We want to do a special shout out because this doesn't happen very often. The handle is Clay 118 over on Twitch, and they're waving hi. So, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Let's see who else I got. I said, hi to Nick Quinn. Says what's going on. I believe he is traveling to the West Coast now for work. And my last one is hi to Craig. Oh, we've already discussed this a couple times. What is the correct pronunciation of Joey's last name? I've heard it pronounced several ways. Leto and Leto.
Leto.
It's Leto. Like he's leading the pack. Leto. All right. Thank you, guys. And if anybody's got any questions for Joey, don't hesitate. I'm following along.
Get him in the chat. Yeah.
Is Nick? Can I? He says the flight sucks. Can you answer? Or if he's listening to the show, watching the show on an airplane, that's a first. Let us know. I had a quick question for you. You had mentioned the geometry on your bike suits the Supercross riding.
Yeah.
What's the longer rear end, taller head too, but like comparative to us that'll never get on a Supercross hill, even to take pictures. What does that difference do and correlate to on the track for you?
So I mean, it's just with the USA BMX, the transitions are a lot tighter, like on indoor tracks and just amateur tracks. So that's kind of where like a smaller frame would benefit, because those transitions can feel a little bit choppy on like a bike that's really big. But the Supercross tracks don't really have like as tight of transitions, and you can kind of be more aggressive with the jumps when they're bigger like that. So like leaning back further and getting more backside when the frame is longer. So it's kind of just more suited towards like a bigger bike for the bigger jumps, pretty much, and bigger track.
Wow, that's all right. Do you switch? Like, say you come off racing Sarasota, and then you're going to go to, let's say, like a Cape Coral for, well, actually, that did happen a few years back for the Nationals when they went back to back. Yeah. Do you switch bikes, or do you just switch maybe some changes, or you just leave it and just run what you brung?
So sometimes I'll switch my gear. I'll never really change like the bike setup. I will get like a whole different frame just for one race. Like I'll be able to just adapt to the track. And I'm pretty comfortable on that bike, so it's usually not that big of a adjustment to kind of go from track to track like that. If it was kind of like a different case to where I'd run like amateur tracks all year long, then I'd probably go with like a little bit smaller top tube, just to be more suited towards like what I'm racing majority of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the time it's just off of the big hills, so yeah, I won't ever change bikes.
All right.
All right, this is kind of a bike thing too. Do any, I think I already know the answer to this, but do any of the elite guys mess around with the OS 20 wheels?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
I don't really even think you can in UCI.
Ah.
I'm not really sure.
Okay. That's just, I know it's kind of, for us older guys, the OS 20 is a big deal. A lot of guys run that, but
guess I'll be looking at that now that I'm in that 4650 class now.
Well, hey, you got to
stay strong, make an OS 20 frame, Joey. And do you have a bro deal?
The answer is no. Just no. All right.
You can get a frame and try to fit a 22-inch wheel in there if you want.
I'm good. I got my 20 and I got my cruiser. I'm good.
You're good.
Yep. I'm happy with it.
All right. Who do you like to line up in the gate with?
Who do I like to line up in the gate with?
Who do you look forward to racing?
I like racing Jack Davis a lot, just because like he's a really good competitor and he's really quick, but we're just buds too. Like we'll joke around a lot, and then when it's time to get serious, it's time to get serious. But I like the way he rides. He's just kind of like, I don't like racing against people that make like bad decisions and get real sketchy. Cause
those dumb riders.
That's okay.
So I think he's smooth. I like practicing with Jeremy a lot. Jeremy's really smooth and consistent. I mean, guys that'll just kind of push me and then I'll push them, and I can rely on them not doing stupid things and messing us both up.
So they run you clean, so to say, right? They're not, getting, you can trust them going into a corner for the most part. I mean, stuff happens, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that whole Florida crew is pretty good to ride with. It's like Jeremy, Jack, Josh McLean, Andre, all those guys are pretty good to ride with.
That's cool. I like that.
If you had one piece of advice, let's really get specific here, though.
Okay.
So we ask this question to most of the pros that come on. because we're always looking for something that, you know, oh, is that all you got to do to win? What's the one piece of advice, other than carrying your bike through staging for the old guys? What's the one piece of advice you would give somebody like, hey, man, I got time to do this one thing for training? What would it be?
Don't quit. Like, that's honestly the best advice I could give, is just to don't quit. Like, I mean, my last year I had a pretty successful amateur season, but even before that, I didn't ever like win every single race. And me and Cam Larson were just talking about it. He's rooming with me in Tulsa, and he's like, I mean, there was guys that would just smoke us in amateur that just quit. And I mean, that can be discouraging when you get beat. But just if it's something you want to do, then stick it out and don't quit. That's the biggest piece of advice I give.
I like that. Yeah, that's solid. What's your favorite race on the USA BMX circuit?
Honestly, I have quite a few favorites.
Name them off. You better start with Sarasota.
Well,
Alice is watching.
It would be Sarasota, but there's no pro race in Sarasota this year. So, I like racing. I've always liked racing in Louisville a lot. It's like a real fast track. Rock Hill's fun when the conditions are good. So probably about maybe 25% of the time. I like racing Rock Hill. And then Tulsa is a really good track too. One of my favorites. Technical, and then it's got that big canopy, so you can always rely on the conditions to be better. My favorite, if I had to say like my one favorite race of the year, is probably Louisville.
It doesn't surprise me. You're an NBL kid, man. That's that. Dude.
That's one of those. Right?
Those were some fun grands. They were fun grands. 138 degrees out.
Oh gosh.
Always fun there.
They got the big mudslide hill too for when it rains.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've heard stories about the mud race.
I think I have the. No, I do. The Colin Styleman video he did, transit video.
Oh,
that all the kids sliding down the hill is turning into.
It
was a giant slip and slide.
Oh yeah. When did you always wanted to be a pro? As you were racing?
Yeah, I've always like, when you're young, you always have those dreams, but I've always just wanted to stick it out. I never really wanted to have regrets with the sport, and I've always wanted to race pro. So it just kind of, like I said earlier, didn't quit.
Right. And before we jumped in the chat, we were going to circle back to your college. As you went through your program at school, how much time did you dedicate to the cycling discipline? Yeah, like we hear about football players and like the big stick and ball sports where, you know, it's just, that's all they do, right? It's train, eat, and sleep, the sport they're in. Is that similar to like your cycling when you were there?
That was probably, juggling that was probably not necessarily like the team itself, but racing pro and being in paramedic school was probably the hardest thing that I've ever had to do. It was tough. Like, paramedic school is pretty demanding hours wise. Like, I had a bunch of clinicals that I had to go to. I had to do my internship. So it was kind of like more than just like showing up to class for a couple hours and then going home. Like some days it was like that, but a lot of times it's like I'm in the hospital for 12 hours straight, go home, and then like do it again. And then managing that with traveling, training, racing, it was difficult, but I think kind of setting, I would always think about the day before like the day started, and that's the one thing that kind of helped me out with that. So like I know I'd have things at certain times, so then I would just plan around it. And also Connor kind of helped me out with this a lot too, but was prioritizing the day. So like, these are the priorities for the day. These are not the priorities for the day. So like, check, just hit the marks on these things. And then after that, once you've done things of high priority, then you can have fun and, go fishing and do things of that nature.
Plans after being a pro?
I want to do just paramedic. I want to get into probably going to fire. I want to do critical care. I really like the medical side. Fire pays more. I do like fire too. I went to the fire academy in high school, did fire 1 and 2. It was a pretty cool program. I did like my whole senior year of high school. I just didn't go to high school. I went to the fire academy. So I just like played around with ladders and
Wow.
yeah, it was sweet.
That's crazy.
So I did that.
I didn't know you could do that.
And then yeah, I mean, I really like the medical side of things too. It's kind of like a race, so to say. Like you get the dispatch information, and then you're en route to the call, and then you're thinking about what it could be, thinking about like what could be going on with the guy, forming like a possible diagnosis in your head, getting on scene, and then sometimes it just turns out to be completely different, and then it's chaotic. You have to manage it and then get to the bottom of like what the problem is to be able to fix it. And sometimes it can be chaotic in that way because people are freaking out. People think they're going to die. There's a lot of times there's a lot of people on the scene, like law enforcement, fire. So there's just kind of a lot to pick through to be able to do that. And I kind of like that. It kind of puts you in that situation that's similar to like lining up in the gate. Kind of puts you on the spot like that. And then it's like, okay, go. You know what I mean? So I like that. I'll probably do EMS for a while after I'm done racing. I don't think I'll ever race vet or sit. I want to race elite, do everything I can at elite, and then when I'm done with the sport, I want to see what else there is to life. I don't want to spend just my entire life dedicated to simply one thing. But
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to
that's
be a quick thinker to be an EMT.
well, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't consider myself a quick thinker. It's
Well, you might be more than you give yourself credit for. Especially when you're racing. That's all instant decisions.
yeah.
Well, good for you. We're looking forward to seeing your career move forward.
Thank you.
Oh, that's some interesting stuff.
So let me, before we move into our lightning round, let me ask you your thoughts on, you had mentioned this earlier, the Florida pros. How awesome is that scene?
It's great. I mean, racing, the heart of racing is in Florida, I believe, and especially in the US. There's everybody right at your fingertips, and we have full racks of bait in our practice sessions sometimes, and that's just something that's not very common wherever you go. So it doesn't get any better than Florida BMX.
I can testify to Saturday morning training at Sarasota. Well, training for you guys. Rolling in and seeing, I mean, everyone you see, and everywhere, like it's the whole pro class is there basically.
Yep.
Aside from Sarasota, we gotta make sure we get that disclaimer out there. Aside from Sarasota, because we know that's the greatest favorite track for you. What's some of the other tracks you like to go to and ride at?
I really like that track in the Netherlands. Papendal was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like super fast, super flowy. Yeah, I like that track a lot.
Yeah.
Let me think about what other tracks. I really like Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't not like that one.
this is fun.
All right. We're gonna transition, and well, you know what? Let's. These are the fun questions. All right, and you can hit a hard pass too, by the way, if you want to. Okay. So, what are your thoughts right now as you're getting ready to go to the Worlds? It's July 26, 2023. What's your thoughts on the current state of BMX racing?
The current state as an overall, or
Yeah.
like more about Worlds?
Yeah, let's go. We'll go. Yeah, let's go overall.
I think it's more. I think there's kind of it's getting more digital in my opinion, like more media centered. I want to say, which I'm not really crazy about, um, but I don't think it's a bad thing at the same time. But I don't know. It seems like a lot of times some of the younger riders are on their phone more than they're ripping doubles, which
Wow.
I would like to see them ripping some more doubles, but
They're too busy making that Instagram post, and they should be
Mhm.
sending it over a set of doubles. Eh?
Well, it's very important that you get that picture in the gym of your nutrient company that's sponsoring you and your rack squat. That's good. That's a great answer, by the way. Do you so if we were to maybe like bring it down a level and say, what do you think your thoughts are on like professional BMX racing here in the States? Is good, lots of potential. Kind of, do you feel it's stagnant? And it's not a jab, FYI, at the sanction. It's just and the professional level right now.
I mean, coming from me, like I've raced, I mean, not many World Cups, but I have raced World Cups, and I will say that I love racing in the U.S. like more than I do in those World Cups. I mean, it's just fun. Grindle hypes up the announcing really well, and I mean, it's just a cool environment because all the kids are there, and they're racing too, and then when they're not racing, they get to watch pros. I love racing in the U.S. and I mean, I really don't think like, yeah, it doesn't pay great, but compared to like even some of the international races, it does pay a lot better than like some of the HC and C1s over in Europe. So yeah, I think racing in the U.S. is great.
Good. All right. And you're riding for Stay Strong, and you know a lot of people like to. This is a question that constantly comes up about sponsorship. And you're riding for a big company like Stay Strong. How, as a whole, do the big sponsorships come back into the sport?
So they support riders, and then the riders support the brand. It's kind of like a that's kind of their relationship there. But I mean, they're kind of a big part of what makes it go around. I mean, it's a lot of times that's where the money is, and for me, that's where the majority of my support comes from. So, I mean, those guys are great for me.
I like the brand. Always been a big fan of them, and it's always nice to see the people with your brand. They don't. They stick with the brand for a long time, even down to a grassroots level. Like those that ride Stay Strongs ride them for a long time, or they're continued buyers. They just buy them again and keep riding them. It's a good brand.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's the last question for you before we move into that. We're going to do the trivia and then the rapid fire. So, Joey, we're going to take the whole sport of BMX. We're going to hand it to you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to grow the sport of BMX?
Man, that's a big responsibility. So kind of stepping away for, I mean, it's a little bit weird to think about that because I'm kind of like more focused on being an athlete than sport. If my only job was to grow the sport, then I would think I would. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I really like how they do brands, like the whole pro show and like the lights out, and they just hype it up a lot like that. I think if they put like effort in, um, like they do at Grands at some of these other races, or even like maybe some of these pro-ams, I think that might be fun. I mean, there's a lot of coaching going on. Sometimes I think that can burn kids out a lot of times. So I don't think I would do anything more with like the coaching side of things. I would try to do like things that get them excited about the sport. For me, I was always like doing things like riding trails, even just building trails, just getting out and making new friends. Oh, I got a good one. I remember in Sarasota, we used to do lockdowns, and it was like everybody would come, and then we'd just camp out of the track, and we would ride all night long until like the sunrise would come up.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
And those were so fun. Like we'd be, I mean, maybe not for an adult, but for me as like a little kid, we'd be like grilling burgers at 3 a.m. and then digest for a little bit, and then go like jump third straightaway or whatever at 4 in the morning, and it was just a great time.
I can't imagine riding my bike all night. That sounds amazing.
You know what it sounds like is like when I was in high school, so they had a lock-in
Oh,
where
yeah.
you were there and you weren't allowed to leave until like 7 in the morning or something. Is it that type of deal?
Yeah. So pretty similar to that. Pretty much you get locked in. You set up your little campground or whatever, and then you're in it for the night.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool.
My knees already are swelling up right now as we talk about this.
Well, you are getting older, you know.
Especially today.
I know.
It was a lot of fun, especially for me as a little kid. It was like the ultimate sleepover with
Oh,
like
yeah, it was.
your buds.
That does sound kind of cool, actually.
I remember it pretty vividly.
Yeah. Sleep all the next day.
Yeah,
For
maybe
sure.
not as fun for adults who have to work on Monday. But
Right, for sure. Yeah.
All right, we are going to slide into our trivia segment, and you guys make sure you pay attention. All right, it's time for trivia.
Brought to you by Bombshell Racing Systems.
We want to give a big shout out to Bombshell for supporting the show and supporting our grassroots efforts where they're donating uniforms where we can get them out to the riders in the field and help out those new riders at the local tracks.
Thank you.
All right, Melissa.
Yeah. All right. I got a ghetto wear hat. I got our sticker pack full of all the fun sponsors we have. And shout out again to Bombshell Racing Systems for supporting my trivia and sending us all the swag that we always give away. All right. So since we're claiming Joey as a Michigan native, I got a little Michigan related question.
Oh, man.
I would like to know what Michigan BMX track, Joey, don't answer, did he say he visited to compete at a national kind of early on in his career? So what Michigan BMX track did Joey say he visited to compete? He went to a couple, but he specifically said something about a national. So put that answer in the chat.
There you go. All right.
All right.
It is time for Lightning Round, and Lightning Round is brought to you by 110% Nutrition. If you guys are looking for the best in the nutrition world, make sure you guys check out 110% Nutrition. Their mission is to deliver the highest quality product and service in the supplement industry. Visit 110% Nutrition at www.110nutrition.com. And just an FYI, new flavor alert. Try the tropical candy aminos.
Oh, dude.
It's my second favorite. It's my
is
new second favorite.
fire. Pina colada, too.
Yeah.
What is it? What's the T-shirt that they got out, Melissa? The
Tito's and aminos.
Tito's and aminos.
Oh, my gosh.
Tito's and aminos.
Really?
Which is just cheating the system.
Right?
That's what that is. It's just cheating.
All right. So lightning round, Joey. No pauses, just straight answers as fast as you can answer. All right, are you ready?
Ready?
Mhm.
All
All
right.
right, here we go. What's the last movie you liked so much you watched it twice?
Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Pulled that out of
God
somewhere.
damn it, Bubbles.
All right, Joey, your favorite sport other than BMX?
Fishing.
Nice.
All right. One place you'd like to travel to that you've never been to, and not Canada where they filmed Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
Sunnyvale Trailer Park.
I've been to Alaska, but a different part of Alaska.
Oh, cool.
All right.
All right, there you go. All right. What was the last thing you Googled?
Remember? I don't remember. Maybe, gosh, I don't know.
All
Ye-
things
Oh, I
BMX
know.
show to see what's going on
It was
over here.
Gmail to pull up this meeting.
Oh, there you go. All right,
All
all
right.
right. We'll give you that one. All right. Well, I know you probably don't have a ton of time for this with all your training, but what's your favorite thing to do on a date?
Eat food.
Eat food is good.
A lot of it.
Solid answer.
Yep, just eat.
What's one sport that you'd never try?
Hockey. I haven't tried hockey.
Okay.
You would never try that one?
That I would never try, or that
Yeah.
I haven't. I would never try.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
something
would never try.
Never would try.
I mean, I'd be down to try everything once.
Okay.
Skydiving?
I've done that before with my. Actually, went with my dad on my 18th birthday.
Nice.
Wow.
All right.
Oh,
I don't think I'd do that again. That was scary.
I couldn't.
All right.
Dang.
Fair enough.
Hey, what's your favorite television show?
Or streaming show. We had to amend that one. I
Amend,
didn't
yeah.
get the notes in yet.
Television show.
Trailer Park Boys.
Well, yeah, but I've already said that. So I've been watching Meat. I've been watching Meat Eater a lot.
Meat eater. That's great.
What? I don't want to know.
No,
It's a foodie show.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's like a hunting and fishing show kind of.
Yeah.
It's cool.
All right, Joey, if you had a superpower, what would you wish it was?
Probably something with my brain, like be like a wicked genius or something.
Nice.
That's a solid
yeah,
answer.
I
We haven't
like
I don't
that.
think we've had that
No?
one yet.
No.
I kind of feel like we might know the answer to this one. So you got your choice here. And you have to race this for the rest of your elite career.
Ooh.
Putting a little twist on this one.
Oh.
Aluminum, carbon, or chromoly?
Aluminum hasn't done me wrong so far.
Yeah,
All right.
Aluminum it is.
Stick with what you know, eh?
Yep.
All right. I think you already answered this already, but if you could go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Don't quit.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, Joey, what's your favorite guilty pleasure?
Ice cream for sure. I love ice cream. Peanut butter ice cream. Man, that's good stuff.
Yeah, you're my new best friend.
All right.
Peanut butter ice cream. I don't think
If
I've
we were to
tried
poll
that.
10 of your closest friends, what would they say is the most annoying thing about Joey?
I lose stuff all the time. You can ask every single one of them. They'll say the same thing.
That's good you know that about yourself, though.
Yeah, I got to take inventory. Otherwise it won't come back.
Right.
Put a low jack on you.
Yeah. Air tag everything, right?
You know.
What's your favorite genre of music to listen to?
I like a lot of different. Probably if I had to say one, country. I like reggae, hip hop a lot when I'm racing.
Nice.
All right.
Depends
What?
on the mood.
Would you say is your favorite cookie?
Favorite cookie?
Yep. Favorite type of cookie?
Something with a lot of chocolate.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe like I don't know. Peanut butter's good too.
It's a good fallback.
Mhm.
That's a good
Dude,
classic.
It's a peanut butter cookie, peanut butter ice cream, peanut butter cookie on the bottom.
Oh, I would be all over that.
Pretty good.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, now that sounds like something we need to work out on there.
Yeah.
Work that one out.
What's one thing that people are generally surprised to find out about you? Sort of like maybe a hidden talent or something you're into outside of BMX.
I mean, I don't know. One thing that surprises people,
Yeah.
hmm,
That you're not really from Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really born in Michigan. My family was,
Okay. All right.
I guess. We'll go with that.
You follow AMA Monster Energy Supercross?
A little bit, yeah.
Who's your
Not like a diehard crazy fan, but
Who's your
I would
favorite
watch it.
rider to watch?
um, Definitely AP, Aaron Plessinger.
Yeah, buddy.
Messenger. All right.
Yeah.
Hands
That's
down
funny.
favorite.
You know, that's Justin's favorite. He's got
Speaking
the hat.
of the hat, yeah.
Lay P.
All right, my peanut butter brother. Do we prefer crunchy or creamy?
Oh, that worked right in.
I do both. I've been on the creamy lately though.
All right.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. It's the very last question to round us out. And it's, again, it's a tough one. So, your favorite Wednesday night live streaming BMX show? It's in the lower right.
It's gotta be all things BMX.
There you go.
It would be. It better be.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man. Awesome.
I always love that one. So, am I supposed to
My
see
mom
the
was-
show?
My mom was even telling me about this question. She's like, "They're gonna ask you what your favorite podcast is at the end, and you better tell them it's all things BMX."
Now, we make sure
We
that it's
love your
Wednesday.
mom.
We make sure that we specify it's Wednesday night show because there's many other BMX podcasts out there. And we know there's a lot.
In fact, we have to give your mom credit for getting you on our show.
Yes. Yeah.
Which, shout out to Mom, because I know her and Justin have had several conversations about it.
Yeah.
So
It was when we talked down at Oldsmar, I was like, I got to get his phone number. And then never saw you again. And I was like, I want to get that guy on the show. And then when we did the post and your mom actually replied to the show and she's like, and I was like, I totally meant to ask him. And then never saw you I think it was Sunday. I didn't see you Sunday to go over and be like, hey man, let's get a date so you can be on the show.
Yeah, well, thank you guys.
No, it was awesome.
It's been fun.
Melissa, do we got a winner?
I do. I actually got quite a few correct answers, which I appreciate, everybody. But the first one in the chat to come up with the correct answer was Craig Dragna, and it was Waterford Oaks BMX. But shout out to Kevin Codebra. Let's see, Chase had it. Nick Quinn had it right. Joe Rincon. So lots of people paying attention early on in the show. So thank you very much. Craig, I'll have a party for you when I see you.
Oh, there you go. All right. So with that, next week, our guest is going to be Barry Nobles. Programming note, though, Tuesday, August 1st, not Wednesday night. So make sure you guys write that down or put it in your calendar or whatever you got to do. But we're going to be Tuesday next week instead of Wednesday because Barry's got some other commitments he's got to be doing on Wednesday, so he won't be with us.
Sounds like he's flying over to race the Masters class.
There we go.
Yep.
So Alabama Slammer Barry Nobles next Tuesday. See, I'm already screwing it up. I'm going to show up on the wrong day.
Joey, can you bench press more than Barry?
I don't know. He's got a little short arm, so he's probably pretty good at bench press.
That's a fact. A fact.
I wouldn't mess with the dude, man. He's as fast as
I didn't say go fight him in the street.
No,
Chris.
I mean
Gee, I just simply said
challenge him
bench
to
press.
a bench pressing contest or something. No way, dude.
I'd pay money to watch you try to out bench press Barry.
It'd be really quick. I'd be gone.
Joey, we're going to toss it over to you for thanks, shout outs for the evening. And we want to thank you for joining us this evening. And we're going to toss it over to you.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on the show. Big thanks, all things BMX. Big thanks to Stay Strong for the continued support. My parents, USA Cycling for helping me to get to this Worlds trip, and everybody for watching today.
And you definitely brought a lot of people on. The numbers have been great. Looking forward to having you back on after the World some point, kind of get a wrap up on how everything went. If you're interested, we'll talk offline. We really appreciate you being on this evening. Chris, you got anything?
No, Joey, thanks for coming on tonight. It's great to be back here doing what we do, having a lot of fun. We changed things up a little bit. It's working out good for all of us. So, yeah, everybody, we'll see you next Tuesday for Barry Nobles, and God bless. And you got anything, Justin?
I do.
Hey, Melissa's got something.
I do, just to throw you off.
All right.
One last time this evening, I just want to wish you a very, very happy birthday and wish you the best of the next year coming. And I'm super proud of you and everything that you're doing. And I know that I share that with all of our fans and everything. So happy birthday. I love you.
Thank you.
That's nice. Happy birthday, bud. There.
Happy birthday, Justin.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And happy age up day.
4650. Holy shit. Joey, I'm going to need you to be coaching me real soon, all right? Hey, thank you, Joey, again for joining us this evening and demystifying the Michigan and Florida. It's like so many. I don't think like how many people know. I'll get asked because of the show. Like, you ever met that guy that races in Elite from Michigan? Like, what are you talking about? They're like, that Joey guy, he's from Michigan. I'm like, they're like, you've lived there your whole life, Justin. You ever met him? I'm like, yeah. 4 months when I was in Florida. I saw him at all the races.
Right?
Because that's where he lives. So appreciate you explaining that for everyone. Really do. And you're always welcome back on. And if you got a few seconds after the show's done, don't check out right away.
Hang on for just a minute.
Yep, and because we'd love to have you back on.
Right.
And with that, we want to say thanks again to Joey. And from all of us here at All Things BMX Show, thank you all so much for the birthday shout-outs, all the messages, all the Facebook messages, and tagging me and everything. It's been a great day, really great time doing the show tonight. Couldn't think of maybe a few things, but it was a good time being here.
Yeah.
But it's been a great day, and I had somebody yesterday when I was driving to practice at Waterford. It was 6:00 in the afternoon, wishing me a happy birthday from Australia because they're in the future. So
because it's tomorrow there.
Yeah, like how awesome was that? Pretty cool. And again, you guys, as always, good night. God bless, and you stay classy, BMX.
Good night.
Okay.
I got moto.